No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
Okay, people, so this episode, way better than last week's. I'll tell you that right now. Definitely rocked with it a lot more than last week's episode, between all of the aesthetics, for starters, the art, the animation, the way it was directed, the way it was like put together. It just seems like even choreography, it was just done a hell of a lot better than last week. So in that aspect, we're off to a good start, because as some of y'all know, I was pretty freaking disappointed with how the Koji versus Ishiki battle was handled in last week's episode. However, moving forward into this week's episode, they stepped it up a notch. Well, for starters, it kicks off from where the last one left off, with the Koji, or the finale of the Koji versus Ishiki battle, as Koji is pinned down, which I want to say that in the manga, he was like way more destroyed and crushed, like it hit half his body on some like Obito shit. However, in the anime, it seems like it's just his arm, but he looks like he's paralyzed or something. Like, hey, why don't you just, I mean, it's easier said than done. I was gonna say, why don't you just rip that arm off? But it just seems like he appears to be more damaged than he is, if that makes any sense. But nevertheless, he's down, and I ain't gonna lie, the savagery, the levels of disrespect from Ishiki Otsutsuk, as he has Koji there pinned down under that boulder or that pillar that he dropped on him. Motherfucker summons a glass of wine and summons a jacket and just starts sipping the wine as he's looking at Koji there on freaking death's door. I was just like, fam, I remember in the manga and in the anime, it's the same feeling, like, yo, you savage, you animal, you monster, you Otsutsuki creature. How could you do this, fam? How could you just sip a glass of wine, a little bit of Moscato, mate, and looking at this dude as he's about to die there? I'm like, yo, and I ain't gonna lie, again, art-wise, it looked really, really good. Like the way they just drew it, the way he looked, Koji there, which it ain't a scene that should necessarily look like beautiful or whatever, but just the way it was done as Koji's there struggling, like, oh my god. And I love how too it was played off of like Ishiki's like, hey, you got anything else to say, you know what I'm saying, from a former comrade, and he's like summoning jutsu, and Ishiki basically is caught off guard, which, Pam, you caught off guard. But then again, I don't even think he even cared at that point, because let's be real, the whole thing that he's after is Kawaki. He didn't care about fighting Koji. He didn't want to fight Koji. He didn't care about like, you betrayed me or anything like that. He don't care about none of that. He just wants Kawaki. So you use summoning jutsu and you got away. Kudos, fam. Where you going to say your last words or some shit? Because in his mind, like, this dude is gonna die at any given second. Like, he's not even really worried about Koji, but Koji managed to get away, which makes me wonder what is in store in the future for Koji. Because yeah, spoiler alert, in the manga, this is the last time we've seen Koji. And the manga, well, granted, it's only about like 10 chapters ahead at this point. Like, we're getting really close to the manga, which means that in the future, in the near future at that, you won't be seeing much manga canon stuff in the anime, unless like, I don't even know how that would work, to be honest with you. It's crazy because we are really close at this point. I want to say even this episode adapted like a chapter or two straight up. I was like, wow, so it's either we get no manga stuff or all the manga stuff at once. Holy shit, Piro, what are we doing here? But we cut over to Naruto and Boruto, and Naruto is basically yelling at Boruto like, no, you can't be a part of this fight. What's wrong with you, fam? You're a genin. Sit your ass down. It wasn't just about him being a genin. Basically, it's like, yo, that karma mark, I heard about what happened, fam. We can't take no chances. With all the character development Boruto has had, because he's been through some shit, he's developed a lot, there's still that part of him that is like his father, where it's like, but no, what do you mean, like, I'm too young? I want to be a part of it. I need to be a part of it. If you're going to be a part of it, my sensei, Sasuke, is going to be a part of it. I need to be a part of this big bout against Ishiki Otsutsuk. Because, yeah, like, I got the karma mark. He's after Kawaki. We don't have mmany people to help. Like, yeah, so it was basically a back and forth where Naruto basically shut his son down and said, nah, I don't think you're going to be a part of shit. No, sorry. Because at the end of the day, it's a legitimate worry, criticism, all that jazz. When Naruto's like, if you lose control of the karma, then what? What's gonna happen then? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have an Otsutsuki in and of yourself. Essentially, you can become just as much of a threat as Ishiki Otsutsuk is right now. How can we take that chance? Naruto's completely right. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a little bit in the episode where I'm kind of like, damn, Sasuke, you really going behind the father's back and doing what you want to do when Naruto said no, it should be no, but hey, it is what it is. And then we cut to basically they're taking Kawaki away to a hiding spot because obviously he's been out cold now for an episode. They're taking him away and Amado because, obviously Ishiki, when he shows up, he's going to try and kill anybody that double-crossed him. And of course, he wants to take Kawaki's body. So I ain't gonna lie, I really loved, and I want to say just recently I've been mentioning Danzo as well, but I really loved how they took him to the Foundation's hideout, which I love the explanation of how, Danzo was scared of the Hyuga because we all know Danzo was a scared little man. He was a racist and a scaredy cat little biatch because Sai and them take Kawaki and Amado down to the Foundation's lair, and they mentioning Danzo, and it makes sense because, in all of part one, we never even heard about the Foundation or anything like that, so how did Kishimoto explain it? Well, Danzo was a racist and scared of the Hyuga, so he made sure that they couldn't see with their Byakugan of where's all this stuff going on at, which also helps because, hey, it ties into everything because at the end of the day, Ishiki's eyes, his Byakugan, he won't be able to see under there. Boom, you can hide him perfectly. And there was certain parts of the episode that I felt like, man, Boruto anime, you read my mind. You did something phenomenal. I wish it would have been even better. But nevertheless, for starters, when Shikamaru calls that big meeting with a bunch of the Jonin and all the Shinobi of the Hidden Leaf Village, and he's like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, I don't really got a plan, but we got a big Otsutsuki invasion about to happen, and Otsutsuki is coming over here, Ishiki Otsutsukki, and you see Tsunade. I was like, yeah, Tsunade! You ain't doing shit, but Tsunade! You see Kakashi, like, yo, Kakashi! You probably ain't gonna do nothing either. You see Rock Lee, you see Kiba, you see Hanabi, you see Choji, you see Tenten. Bitch, Tenten ain't doing a goddamn thing, even if they wrote her in, like, but fam, that's something that was missing from the manga, allowing the quote-unquote Z Warriors of Naruto to do something. So, having that meeting starting shit off, I was like, yes, Shikamaru, thank you. I love this. This anime-only scene was amazing and perfectly added when they're having the meeting and Shikamaru's tearing up because his people really believe in him. They're like, yo, okay, you don't got a plan, but we're going to triumph. We're going to do the damn thing. And again, I wish Tsunade, considering she was a previous Kage, like, that's a problem of, like, they don't know and they probably can't do too much with these characters. Like, it was probably an arm wrestling match just to be able to add this scene into the anime. But, like, Tsunade and Kakashi probably should have spoke a little bit more, considering they're both previous Kage. They're the 5th and 6th Hokage. Like, why aren't they a part of the, big strategy and shit like that? On top of that, Tsunade should have come swinging immediately alongside the rest of the troops. There was a lot more that could have been done there. I'm just glad at the very least Studio Pierrot decided to add stuff like this because it was necessary. Like, there's more Shinobi in the Hidden Leaf than just Naruto, Sasuke, and Naruto's brat Boruto that has the karma. But then we cut to a scene of Sasuke and his, apprentice Boruto, and Sasuke straight up telling Boruto, which it felt very eerie, and I remember in the manga I felt very eerie about it as well. Felt like, wait a minute, are you foreshadowing something? Like, what's going on here? When Sasuke tells Boruto, yo, I'm ready to die for this shit. I'm ready to die for this shit. Yo, Kung Fu Kenny, nah. He told him, I'm ready to die for this, for the Hidden Leaf. Are you ready to do the same? And basically he was, in my opinion, testing Boruto's resolve. Where's Boruto at with it? How does he feel about this thing? Is he truly on that path and ready to go, ready to roll for this? Is he ready to lay his life down for this Leaf Village like he would? Which Sasuke is the Phantom Hokage. Like, let's just be real. We all know he's the Phantom Hokage because that's the same shit Naruto would say, and not many people can truly say that you would believe in them. I mean, again, look at Boruto. He's there like, oh, I don't know. And he also explains to Boruto about him not being himself as well. So now you got not only Naruto, but also Sasuke giving Boruto anxiety about like, yo, fam, you've been a little bit off the molly lately. I'm just saying. And at the end of the day, at the very least, is putting it in Boruto's mind to be a little bit more precautious because he's even worried about like, yo, I could really hurt people in the village if I lose control. So it's giving a little bit more of precautionary ideas into Boruto's mind, which, yeah, you need that. I mean, at the end of the day, you're dangerous as well. You're just like Naruto with the fox back in, Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. Like, one false move and you could hurt a lot of people. However, Ishiki arrives at the Hidden Leaf, and again, I love how they had just a lot of, the characters that they're not the most important anymore, but they're still joining, they're still leaders of the village. So you got Ino using her, telecommunications and shit, telling everybody like, oh shit, he's here, there's somebody floating over the village. So then you got that, but then you got one of my favorite moments of the episode, because yeah, there was a bunch of great stuff that happened. You know, you had the beginning with Koji, you know, getting away with the summoning jutsu. You have all sorts of stuff going on in the episode, but when it felt like the quote-unquote, again, Z warriors of Naruto were actually being included in something that, if you go back, and I remember people laughed at me like, why would you want Kiba to be a part of the fight? Because he's a jonin of the hidden leaf and there's a monster coming to destroy the hidden leaf. Yeah, I think Kiba should throw some hands, not necessarily saying that he's going to win, but he should be involved. Likewise, with every jonin that is capable of combat, they should be there. I mean, especially Sakura, considering, you know, she's caught up to Naruto and Sasuke way back in the war, right? Like, where's Sakura at? But we see that Choji, Kiba, Lee, Tenten, and eventually Konohamaru, they show up to throw hands with Ishiki, and I was like, bet. That could have lasted, honestly, damn near half the episode. They could have even thrown an entire episode of having those, along with, which they weren't included in the fight, Kakashi and Tsunade, which that probably will be an issue as well if they don't have some form of having them included down the road, because like we saw them at the big meeting with Shikamaru. Where are they when all is said and done? You know what I'm saying? Like, and they had Konohamaru looking like the leader. Like, it just felt a little all over the place. Shouldn't Rock Lee be the one leading the charge? But you know, they had Konohamaru there with his little Rasengan, and it was good that it was included, right? It was good that, holy shit, we got some of the jonin that weren't included in the manga. They should have been. Boom. But it was done so quickly. It was like, what the fuck? I get Ishiki Otsutsuk'i is on another level. Rock Lee should have opened up a few of them gates. You know what I'm saying? Like, there should have been more to it than, hey, we're gonna get them, and then pow, all 5 of them gets dusted to the ground. Like I said, that could have been half an episode alone. Remember, the Otsutsuki are weak against taijutsu. Rock Lee is a taijutsu god. Let's kick his ass. Let's do it. Instead, we got all of them getting dusted off within an instant. Like, what, why? Like, this was such a great moment that was included. There should have been more, is my complaint, because that would have been excellent. That would have been really fucking awesome. But who knows? Maybe they're saving Rock Lee doing that for a later moment or something. I don't know. Then we cut into a random scene, which, I mean, I get it. You know, it's Boruto and Team 7, so they want to include everybody. We see Sarada. She's still injured there. She's like, I want to help. I want to help. You ain't helping shit, okay? Like, not right now. Like, when Rock Lee is getting dusted off Sarada, you got to sit this one out. I'm sorry. You got to sit this one out. It's not your time right now. But then when we come back, Konohamaru is the only one who manages to arise to the occasion again. And I'm like, fam, I mean, it's cool to give Konohamaru another moment. Technically, you know, he's the Kakashi of the new Team 7. Like, kudos, but yeah, I don't know, just you telling me that Choji, Rock Lee, Kiba, well, Kiba, whatever, you know, he's a joke. Kiba's the Yamcha of, you know, Naruto, but none of them, only Konohamaru, which again, it was cool, and it also showcases some greatness on, oh god, I almost said greatness for Konohamaru, but it showed some dope shit for Konohamaru and Boruto in comparison to, you know, him being dusted off along with everyone else, and the fact that he was giving it another go with his Rasengan and shit like that. But that was mishandled, because a lot of potential with that, and it was just kind of like, it happened. And as a pillar is about to get dropped on Konohamaru, Naruto shows up, which I ain't gonna lie, that scene looked excellent, where it looked like he went into his Sage mode first, and then he went into his QB chakra form. I was like, let's freaking go! And we get a little bit of a Naruto versus Ishiki battle, which I ain't gonna lie. And I'll probably title this video this, what chance does Naruto and Sasuke have? If anything, Naruto and Sasuke, they got a death wish going up against Ishiki Otsutsuk'i, because they couldn't take on Jigen. You struggled against Jigen, fam. Especially Naruto showing up alone there. Like, I get it. You gotta try something, right? You can't just let him have his way. I ain't gonna lie. He should have just let him have Kawaki. I don't know. Or maybe make a deal with him or some shit. Like, yo, don't hurt us. Here, take the boy. Whatever. It is what it is. I got thousands of people in this village I gotta save. We can't do this right now, fam. We can't. But Ishiki swiftly kicks Naruto through a few buildings. And then eventually, as he's about to take him out permanently, Sasuke shows up using his Rinnegan Jutsu to, you know, transfer between there, and I'm just kind of like, okay, so we've got a rematch on our hands, huh? And last time they got their teeth kicked in at a weaker version. How are they gonna pull this one off? Even in the manga, that was one of the big things that was going through my mind the entire time. How are they going to pull this off against Ishiki Otsutsuk'i if he's way stronger? He's a powered up version of the same foe that they fought previously. He's just stronger now, and they lost really bad to the weaker version. And the art and animation ain't amazing, but it was decent in certain areas, and I ain't gonna lie, that scene where it was like a giant freaking, I don't know, shuriken or some shit that Sasuke throws at Ishiki, and Ishiki's like, why can't I shrink it? And it's actually that it's Boruto with his karma mark and a Rasengan and shit, and I was just like, that was awesome. I forgot that happened in the manga. That was pretty freaking dope, and of course it shows just, yet again, the different levels of strategy that Sasuke has, also showcasing that Sasuke knows, we lost last time, I gotta come in with my A game times 10 using strategy. But also, I ain't gonna lie, as a parent, I would be a little bit pissed off. If I said my son is not being involved in this life or death battle, my son is not being involved in this life or death battle, Naruto would probably be pissed off. I'm not sure how he's feeling. He's probably just shocked at everything right now, but like, damn, that's my son. Your sensei, that's cool. You're like his godfather, that's dope. I said no, you know what I'm saying? So I get it though. Like at the end of the day, Sasuke has strategy and he's looking at it like, we need everything we can do. We need all the help we can get. You got karma, and also they came up with the strategy to take him to another dimension. So Sasuke was for the most part in the right, but again, as a parent, I would be like, you mother. And it was kind of dope to see the flashback of Boruto once again asking Sasuke, yo, can I get your headband again, like how you let me use it last time? And Sasuke's like, yo, it's important to me, which again, it always brings back to that beginning. When are we going to get that moment? Is this the final moment of Boruto holding on to that headband, and that's why he's wearing it in the fight against Kawaki? Like, what's up there? But Boruto uses his karma mark to take Ishiki to another dimension, and soon after, Naruto and Sasuke follow through, and it's Naruto, Sasuke, and Boruto versus Ishiki Otsuki in another dimension. The episode ends off there. They should have brought Rock Lee, you know what I'm saying, just Taijutsu God Sakura, she throws hands to you. I'm just saying, Kakashi Tsunade. But overall, this episode, I liked it way better than last week's episode. The content itself was dope. The art and animation was dope. The choreography was dope. It wasn't amazing perfect. It wasn't that episode 65 animation or anything like that, but it was still pretty freaking awesome. Very curious what you guys thought about this episode though. For starters, did you like some of the additions, even if you're an anime only, the additions that I told you that weren't in the manga, like having some of the Jonin from the Leaf, Rock Lee, Choji, Tenten, all of them jumping in and trying to fight Ishiki? What did you think of that? You think they should have more of a moment? What do you think of Boruto being involved in the final battle? How did you feel about Koji getting away using summoning jutsu? Where is he? Did he go to the land of the frogs, or what's up there? And your overall thoughts and expectations for Boruto with episode 216 and beyond. Episode 215, shit is getting hype, shit is getting awesome. Naruto and Sasuke with Boruto versus Ishiki. It's getting real. That's all I have for this one though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links are in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga, one life, bye. Have an awesome day. Peace in, and Naruto and Sasuke got a death wish, fam. What are you doing? Like, oh shit. Let's go. Shit is hype.
So just go to find me.